Do me hair. Oh. Two people. Evening, everyone. Shirley, your first one up. Where? Oh, Paul Westhorpe. Geraldine McNicholas. Hello, hello, hello. Big Alamir is in town. Stephanie McNeil. Hello, Steph. Simon Richards. We're on 100. Helen Carter. Hello, Helen. Gary. Just get about Kirsty. Hi, Gillian Moore. Christine is watching. Hiya, Christine. Elisa. I've just added you to our contact. Lou Saunders. Lou Saunders. Right. Viraj VK is watching. Hello, Viraj. Right. Hello, Amanda. Julian Moore. Right, we're over the 200 mark. And hello, Bry. How are you, my man? How are you, Bry? Right, Tara Magpie. Right, here we go. Going to go into the northwest corner today. Right with the backdrop. Behind me, you've got Swiss Cottage, Kilburn, West Hampstead, all the poshy areas. It's a beautiful evening. It is a beautiful evening. London's getting smoggy again as people are out there with their carbon emissions and whatnot. And I can see over towards Primrose Hill there's people out. It's good to see. It's good to see. This lockdown is going to be seen as one of the biggest deceptions ever. It's unbelievable. I don't know, it's been appalling. I can't believe, I'm not knocking anyone, people believe, yeah, MBAP. I can't believe people, you know, have just given away their power like they have. Unreal. They put up the price of petrol once by 10p a litre and the lorry drivers blockaded the A2, yet they've totally eroded all our civil rights and no one cares. And if you look at the rules they're bringing out, these emergency COVID rules, they don't bring out any emergency child protection rules, and it's regarding care placements, and they're basically eroding and eradicating any sort of criminal history checks for anyone who's fostering kids. So basically the pedos are going to love it. So this has all been brought in whilst we've been sleeping through this COVID thing. All been brought in, and no, I didn't get a haircut. Just incredible. Tomorrow there's going to be a gathering of like-minded people on the south side of Clapham Common at midday, down by Clapham South Tube that way, by the duck pond. So if anyone wants to turn up and have a chat, please do so. It's about time. I've been talking to the Blair brothers today, Joey and Bobby Blair. And if you remember, these are the identical twins from Northern Ireland that were in Kirkcaldy kids' homes and were, religiously isn't really the word, they were routinely raped by priests, by Catholic priests. Incredibly heartbreaking story. And these two brothers were made to do things to each other, and while the priest watched. How has this ever been allowed to get on, to continue? You know, if someone has a sneaky cigarette at work in the building, someone will find out and grass on them. Yet priests can hold sex orgies and no one knows about it. Total bullshit. It's time to wage war now. It really is. It's time to sort of get out the trenches, you know, climb up the ladder and start running at the enemy. Enough's enough now. And anyone who is complicit in this is just as bad. And I was talking to the Blair brothers, and we, you know, I'm not one for calling out people, but I'm going to call out the trolls, the paedophile and paedophile protectors, which are the trolls. No two ways about it. The Blairs agree with me on this one. We got Yolanda Kenwood on a mission to try and cause as much disharmony as she can, and try and rubbish my name. So Yolanda Kenwood, and people are believing her. An absolute nightmare of a woman who basically needs arresting now. I think it's time that this woman starts sticking in harassment claims against her. She is a nightmare. Angela Power Disney has been a monumental pain in the arse. You know, for a woman of her age and maturity, she desperately needs to grow up. An absolute out and out idiot. She's stating that I live in a caravan in Wales and I work for MI6. This is a mature woman, you know, thick as shite, absolutely thick as shite. And so, listen, when you get these videos, you know, if you like what I do, you know, all the other victims and survivors are all clubbing together. The other campaigners all clubbing together. So when these morons put stuff out, and if you're not in agreement with it, then please let them know, because I'm not in agreement with them. They're absolute knobbers. They really are. So Angela Power Disney. I mean, what is that a real name? I don't know. Is it a made up name? I'm sounding just like one of them now. And this Kenwood woman, again, words fail me. Anyway, them out the way. It's been them, yeah, the pineapple under the sea, you know. I like it, Gary, you know, it's just mental. This is a grown woman, you know, an intelligent woman. Claims to be a Christian woman as well, but why is she doing it? It doesn't make any sense. Just an absolute, just a total flid. I don't know. I don't get it. Can we please? It's solstice, the height of the satanic calendar. Okay, this is a very dangerous night for victims of satanic ritual abuse. Please, can we spare a thought for the two boys of Samantha Baldwin? Again, I can't allude to any more than that. You'll have to draw an inference on why I'm saying that. Please pray for their safety. Please do it. Please pray for the safety of all other victims of satanic ritual abuse, which are going through the horrors on this night, the same night that it's gone on for centuries. I don't know. I don't exactly know how long this has been going on for, but it certainly isn't going to stop the police are showing no impetus to put this to an end. Look, kids are playing out in the street, but people are going back to normal, and so they should. Why have people locked themselves away? There's people back out, kids playing, you know? Schools have got rid of their social distancing down to a metre. Well, they might as well not bother at all. It's absolutely stupid getting reception age kids to socially distance. What absolute idiot come up with that? And I've just honestly, since this lockdown has occurred, so much has gone on, so much negative stuff's gone on, you know, and now they've got these stupid apps on phones. If I hear anyone else say social distancing, I'm going to scream. I've been listening to women in the school going on telling kids to socially distance when they're playing. It's just, and these kids, they're not allowed to socially distance when they're not allowed to get together when they play. They have to socially distance, and they're screamed at all day long. And do you know what happens? They have to queue up 2 metres apart before they leave the school. These kids walk home together. They leave the gate, meet up, and poodle off together. It's just so. Honestly, the holes in these laws. I can't believe anyone has fallen for it. I really can't. I really can't. It's just madness, total and utter madness. So after the last video with brave Nikki, the former Clipper, brilliant woman with nearly 500 convictions for under the old Street Offences Act, which might have been classed as prostitution. It was called clipping. You know, we listened to this brave woman stand on the street, stand on the old front line. That was her life for 3 decades. From the age of 14, this girl was on the street mixing it with the roughest of them. And she came on to give her side of events. which dovetailed in with everything that the victims have said that I've said anyway. So it shows that we're on the right. And she's then gone to give testimony of how, you know, the police were involved in covering it up, and were involved in, you know, the actual commission of these offences, and counselling these offences, and procuring these offences, and aiding and abetting these offences. So here's my plan to my community that's out there, our community, that we say no more. If the Black Lives Matter can get out on the street, then so must we. I've been discussing with the other campaigners, Big Brave Alan Merritt, Sue, the Blairs, and the Blairs are going to get the veterans, and we're going to take to the streets like we've never taken to the streets before. We are going to do this in the right way. Met Police, you are listening, I know you're listening. We will be working alongside you in putting this together. We won't go outside of the parameters, but we've been compliant with yourselves. We want a little bit respect our way. We want you at the Public Order Branch to respect our patients and listen to our voice and hear our story. You know, we've done what's asked of us. We've caused no trouble. We've caused no alarm, harassment or distress. Please show us, reciprocate, you know, that respect, and get in touch with us, you know. And we're going to start our applications this summer for a protest, and let's make it a protest, a demo, what I don't know how you term it. Let's show them that we have had enough, all right, and we've had enough of the filth that has infested New Scotland Yard, you know, in the last few decades. The filth that has covered up and silenced inquiries such as Jeanette's, has bullied whistleblowers such as myself, have deliberately bared false witness when it comes to complaints and testimonies, and have allowed paedophile politicians, celebrities and senior officers to operate unabated, unchecked, and with impunity. And in the meantime, children have been abused, been raped, been satanically abused, been murdered, and we've all stood around and allowed them to do it. And I think it's time to say no more. This isn't me conspiring to commit an offence of public disorder. This is me conspiring with decent people that we stamp filth out in a righteous and decent manner. Let's make the church accountable for what they've done and what they haven't done, the Anglican and the Catholic. Let's make the House of Lords accountable for the way they've covered things up, the way the House of Lords have attacked Mike Veal, the only hope we had in the criminal justice field. I have no care whatsoever anymore for senior officers. Their rank means nothing to me. Commander, assistant commissioner, it means absolutely nothing to me unless they do good and they work alongside us. I want to thank absolutely everyone who's been in touch and offered their services. I've been all day, and Christine will bear testimony to this, we've been all day writing down people's contacts, right, from A to Z. We've got as far as C today. The phone went constantly, and I've been speaking to some very distressed people with some incredible testimonies. One lady who's going to speak out, she's based in Cornwall, and from the age of 11 she was picked up from school by 3 police officers from Devon and Cornwall Constabulary, taken to a cottage and raped. This happened on a weekly basis. A local GP was doing it, and there's various other people. Like, she reported it to the police. and they said because it couldn't be corroborated by an independent source, they dropped the investigation. So Devon and Cornwall were allowed to investigate their own officers for raping this young girl. They were picking her up in an MG sports car. She was still in her school uniform, and taking her, she's 50 years old now, so this was a few decades ago, taking her to a nearby cottage where they had an orgy with this girl. All right, her dad ran a pub, and a police officer from the local NIC, which was Truro police station, would come in and make her wank him off at the bar when no one was looking, and she was 11 years old. And it was given to Devon and Cornwall to investigate these 3 officers, all from the same NIC, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. We are seeing this time and time and time again, you know, and I just sit back, and it was only really, had I not come on this journey of speaking out and uncovering what I've done and being part of this beautiful machine that's brought everyone together, if I hadn't been a part of that, and if it hadn't been for, you know, the fact that my past is needed now in my future, I would clearly be ashamed to say I had anything to do with the Metropolitan Police. I would. You know, it's like someone said, CID stands for CUNTs in distress, and they couldn't nick themselves shaving. And do you know what? I'm beginning to think that way. I really am. They've done some good things, and they're horrible people who've been put away, and that is denigrating hard work, some sterling brave lads and lasses. But really, when you get those high up, covering the child abuse, really, it makes a mockery of all the good work you hard, brave people have done, and it really does. But again, where are the coppers standing by me? Where are they? They ain't now. No, I look round, I can't see them. Not one of them. But when I look round, I can see big bad Alan Merritt. I see Billy Maloney. I see my good mate Stevie. I see Jeanette. I see Nikki. I see all these others that I met recently on my journey. Some of which, maybe most of which, big Chris Lambriano, gangsters, criminals, Brian Knox, you know, villains. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like that Bernard Mahoney at the beginning of this programme, you know? And they've all stood either beside me or behind me, and probably some of them in front, you know? But not one copper, not one copper. I've had the fire brigade, fair play. Veterans, yeah, they have. No ambulance crew. But, you know, apart from my two lovely mates in the old bill, and they know who they are, they don't need shouting out. Beautiful mates of mine that have done. No one else. It's sad. It's so sad. There needs to be a law brought in that if they are caught covering stuff up, that they don't get their pension, and then it will soon change. So, Paula Brown, can I have a word with your brother? Because I want to scrap a motor. It's a big van, so I don't know if he'll get it on his low loader, that's all. It's heavy as well, Paula. So anyway, personal business to one side. So that's pretty much it, really. Sort of an update from an update. John, you're a leader, pal. You know that. Yeah, well, let's hope. Let's see them all fall. Let's see everyone fall. It's incredible what's happened. I used to, when I first doing this, someone said, I remember you had 50 live viewers, and you know, when I first started Brew and Review, it was 120. Now I'm nearly on 500. You know, and it is a matter of getting this word out there. Again, this is not for entertainment. This is for education. Paul, I'll call you tomorrow. This is for education, you know, and to wake the world up as to what is really going on. And I'm getting two things that are getting more and more prevalent. Satanic ritual abuse. I've spoken to 3 victims of it today. 3. I've spoken to 5 victims today. 3 of SRA. So you tell me that this is nonsense. Hey, you stand up and tell me that this don't go on. Right? And I've spoken to one person each day this week where the police have been involved either in the cover-up or in the abuse. So this is where it's going now. So it's going to be satanic abuse and police cover-ups. And I'm just appalled. I am just so appalled. The more I hear about what the police have done, the more disgusted I am. You know, I want the taxpayers alliance to get on our side. You know, let's make all the taxpayers of this country disgusted at the fact that the police are doing nothing. You pay them big money and they're doing nothing towards child abuse. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. So, like I said yesterday, I'm going to be getting Millie back up to fitness, and we'll be embarking on a breadth-wise walk across the country. We walked to the north a couple of years ago, and then I cycled the longest stretch of the country, and then I swam probably the most treacherous stretch of water in the UK, and that being the straits between the islands, the Scilly Islands. I mean, as beautiful as they are. So this time I'm going to be walking Millie, probably along the Thames maybe, and along the canal network from London to Bristol. Hopefully linking in with Darren. If anyone's, I've not heard from Darren, so please, if anyone, I spoke to Darren in the last week or so, please, he's got a new number, get him to give me a shout. I would like to do this in tandem with Darren, and go down. I want to thank you to Jay, Big Jay, for all the work, investigating work he's doing. I want to say thank you to Dan. So we've got a little team out there that are looking into claims. They're doing field intelligence, guys with military experience. They're out there, you're doing the foot soldiering stuff, you know, and we've got people collating info and checking it out, and letters are going in. I want to say thank you to all those who've given statements for Pepsi Watson. Please keep the letters going. Jeanette, just tell him if he's okay with my plan to walk the dog. I can't have too many people coming with the dog. Millie, a couple of years ago, bit of paedophile, which some say is not a bad thing, but it could have got Millie in a bit of trouble and me. So yeah, she actually, Dylan was there. She actually bit of paedophile, and anyway, I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, she did do him anyway. So we just got to be mindful of Millie. She's over 10 years old now, and she gets a bit stroppy sometimes. So, but if we can, once I get the funding out there, start getting spat off all the trolls. Just keep batting them off. Let's stick together. We really now more than ever need to stick together. Please, can Wake Up UK? Is it Wake Up? Alan, please post what your radio station is. Alan's on an internet radio station. He's got his own slot on Monday at 6 o'clock. Please, can we tune in and get the viewing figures through the roof for Alan? The Blair brothers are on there. I think Tinky and Angie have got a slot on there. Let's make this, as big as one of the national BBC radios. And please, can we all put our hands together and pray, going down on their bended knees and all that for the BLM thing. Well, let's do it for Sam Baldwin's boys, please, tonight. Please put the protection of Jesus over these two boys, and let's pray that they're safe tonight. You know, that no harm comes to these two boys tonight. You don't need to know their names. Just say that. Just please pray for them, Sam's two boys, that they're safe. Okay. And no harm comes to these boys, and that they are reunited with their mother, where they should be, with their mum. And let's wage war on the Satanists. Let's wage war on the corrupt old Bill. Let's wage war on the cover-up merchants. Let's kick the trolls into the long grass. Let's unite, let's stand together, and let's put an end to all this abuse and the cover-ups. Let's turn this country round, save these young souls, and let no other young child fall victim to these predators, wherever they may be in our community. Let's make every disgusting pervert accountable for their actions and held accountable for what they do. And only us can do it. No one's going to come. No one's coming to save us. We are the cavalry. We are the front line. We are the infantry. Okay? It is us. No one's going to do it. No one else is going to do it. The police have showed no interest in helping us, none whatsoever. They show no interest. They monitor my site. They show no interest in me disseminating any information with them. I'd share information with them, no problem. Not a problem. But they show no interest. They show no interest in talking to any of the victims and survivors with the testimonies, none whatsoever. You know, wake up UK, wake up UK. We're Big Bad Alan Merritt, Monday at 6 o'clock. Okay, so it's us that's got to do it. Please, we do everything within the law. Don't get anyone getting themselves nicked. I've got to be careful of so many things. So I want to still be standing. Strength through solidarity, John. Of course, strength through solidarity. You know, but enough's enough now. We need to unite. We all need to come together, and we need to now put an end to all of this. I want victims and survivors to come forward, please. Come and speak out. I will give you the platform while I've still got breath in me and I've got fuel in my car. The green car's gone now. I've got, you know, that's the other thing, people saying I'm living in a mansion. Has anyone ever been to my house? You can't, it's so small and there's no floor space with people kipping on it, kipping on every single space there. Anyone ever been in one of my cars? You know, yeah, according to Angela Power Disney and Divvy mate, what's a Kenwood, you know, I'm living in a, I was going to say something quite derogatory then, but anyway. Right, so if anyone wants to come to Clapham, I'll be there around midday, and hopefully Cressida Dick is on the list. Well, again, the range list, keep pushing the range list out there. You know, that needs to be, please, please, please look at this Detective Chief Inspector from the Metropolitan Police who was head of the Vice Unit. He is on the range list. Please, please, please print off the range list, highlight his name and write to Cressida Dick and ask what is being done about this guy, and write to the IOPC and also send a copy of it to Sadiq Khan with his name, and also to the Police and Crime Minister, I think it's Keir Starmer, and say, why is this man still drawing a pension? He is named as a Satanist, and his name, in order for his name to be on there, it has to be corroborated by over 2 independent sources, which it has been. And this maggot was in charge of the Vice Unit, and if you look at Brave Nicky's testimony, you can see what these senior officers on the Vice Unit were doing back in the day, sniffing cocaine and trying to procure young boys and young girls runaways for 500 quid a pop, right? And God knows where they ended up. Well, if the Detective Chief Inspector is a Satanist, we can only surmise, draw an inference and come to the conclusion that they were being procured for them purposes. And if we listen to the evidence, right, the solid evidence of Jeanette, that these kids were murdered. Right, again, someone's put Starmer as a paedo sympathiser. He might even be a paedo himself. It don't matter. Let's write to him and see what he does or does not do. You know, we have to go through due process. Just keep writing letters, gal. Just keep writing the letters, bruv. You know? Let's keep smashing these letters out. Just keep, you know, please, keep them coming. We can even put a template of a letter if you want. But again, I can't name the guy on here. You're going to have to print out the range list and find this guy on there. I'll try and find the page where he's on and put that up there, and a copy of this letter, and let's ask the question: why is Police Pensions Authority? Why is this man claiming a pension? Why has this man not been investigated? Why? And we know what happens to runaway kids. We've seen it. We've seen it with Jeanette's testimony, you know, and many others. You know, Scotland Yard say case is closed. Well, yeah, of course it's closed. They told Jeanette it's closed. But what we're saying is, we don't want it closed. We want it reopened. And if they're going to close it, then they give us rationale, because we've now given them a rationale why it should be reopened. And if they don't, then we complain. And this is where due process starts. You know, they're going about the European Court of Human Rights. Well, you can only go to them once all other avenues have been exhausted. And this is what we have to do. It may be a ball ache, but we have to do it. Okay, we have to do it. And, you know, Detective Chief Inspector, that's what, of the Vice Unit, Detective Chief Inspector of the Vice Unit of the Metropolitan Police, he is on the range list. Okay? And his first name begins with a little M. There's a starter. Okay? And if you don't know what the range list is, please, really? Look, Keir Starmer might be wrong, it don't matter. Ted Heath was our Prime Minister. You know, we need to make a noise. And if they are pedo protectors, then we put in that they're removed. You know, and if enough of us make a noise, then we'll get somewhere. Jeanette's voice was no good on her own. Darren's voice was not heard on his own. Right? None of these little kids, that little kid's Benny's voice would never be heard. His screams would never be heard because they're heard on their own. They're no good on their own. But together we will make them listen. Please grasp that. We will make them listen. We will hold them accountable and we will turn this thing around. I promise you that. But we have to stand together and we have to do it together. We don't threaten, we don't accuse, we don't cause no grief. We just speak in a bold and righteous and forthright manner that this is what we want. Okay? This is what we want. Right? And we will do it. We will do it. You know, we you know, in the name of that poor little kid Ben, we need to do it. You know, so anyway, anyone got any bright ideas? Name and address on an envelope and please send it to me. Anyway, but any questions, if anyone's got any, please. As the sun goes down, where's the sun? Again, it's sort of, it's more, I reckon that's more towards Queensbury tonight, the sun. Again, lighter and lighter and lighter. Is it? God, I should stay up here. I should stay up here till midnight, really, shouldn't I? And watch it go down. And Rita has put the list up there, the range list, where to find it. RAINS. It's an acronym. All right. Dr. Joan Coleman range list, satanic list. Put that in, you'll find it. Okay, and let's get to work, shall we? Let's get to work. Answers on the postcard, please. Exactly. Right, so I'm now going to say adios to you all. I need my haircut. Need my haircut. All right, and the longest day of the year is today. Right, well, Gary, I'm going to stay up here then. I'm going to stay up here and bore you all till midnight in that case. Yeah, right, I might come up here a bit later. I usually swim in the lake as late as I can, but I can't do it because I'm working. So, made me cry. Summer solstice tonight. So please, it's the height of the satanic calendar, this and Halloween and what's the other one? Beltane, Valpurgis night or whatever. They're going to be out there tonight. These wretched Satanists, and their fuel are the little children. So please be vigilant. Any wrongdoing, report it to the old Bill if they're not already there. And please pray for Sam Baldwin's two boys and for all the other children. All right, and all the lost. All right, let's pray for their protection. Anyway, my hair looks marvellous. Oh, Julia, thank you. Terry Ann, well, I love you all too, and thank you all so much. I'm honestly, God bless and good night.